Welcome, Gemini, to your energy reading for what you need to hear right now. Of course, you clicked on this video because there's something within this reading that you need to hear from Spirit. So let's go ahead and see what that is. Of course, as always, take what makes sense for you and your story. If anything does connect, if you don't mind supporting with a like, comment, subscribe, it really does help me out a lot, especially being a new YouTuber. So thank you so much for your support and welcome in. Hope all is well. And let's just see where we go for us Geminis. Let's see. What is most important for Geminis right now? Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm liking this. Anything else? Oh, yes. I don't know why. I just got like a huge sense of relief. Wow, okay. So I just want you to know, Gemini, that there are changes coming through. So if you have been waiting on certain changes to come through, I know that things can be a little worrisome. I don't know if there has been worry, fear, doubt, anxiety. I don't know if this has to do with finances, resources, could be having to do with anything in your life, your business, could be having to do with your home, your family, relationships, things like that. But this is the Four of Swords. This talks about discernment, but also, I don't know why, that's weird. Why did I say discernment? I was going to say postponement, but this happens sometimes when I'm channeling, like Spirit has me say something completely different than what I was intending to say. I was going to say this represents postponement, but there's something about your discernment that is very important, which actually makes perfect sense with this card, because the Four of Swords does talk about, you can look at the beautiful, colorful aspect of this picture, or you can look at the dullness, the grayness, the unsatisfactory, the dissatisfaction of your current circumstance. So at its basic, you can either look at the glass half full, glass half empty. You can be positive, negative, pessimistic, optimistic. You know how it goes. Listen to your ego or your intuition, but that's why I feel like I like Spirit had me say discernment instead, is because like you can look at what you have not received yet as postponement, like it's being kept from you, or it's just not the right time, and being able to trust in divine timing that what it is you are wanting is going to come through in the perfect time. So it's like maybe you need to rest, relax, chill out, like I feel like this is in perfect alignment, not to put in my own energy in the reading, but for some reason today has felt like very a little off in the energy, and it could just be me, but I feel like this kind of this feels connected to this reading. So whenever you are watching this, maybe there's some sort of energy that feels off, and it's like you're not really sure what you should or shouldn't be doing, because it feels like maybe you're doing all the right things, but it just seems like one step forward, two steps back. And it's like, especially with this postponement, it's like I feel that I'm trying to stay in the right mindset, but it's like there's so much about this current situation that I really don't like, or that's not enjoyable, or that's like really taking the fun or joy out of my mindset or my feelings, or like just being able to find that alignment and connection, and just like maybe a little bit of trust and faith, because you also have the this is the Judgment card, which is Scorpio energy. I don't know if you have Scorpio in your chart or dealing with one, but this is a 10-10 card. So it's a synchronicity representing endings and new beginnings. But not only do you have 10-10 here, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. You also have the Wheel of Fortune, which also is another 10. So if you look at the cards, you have, this is Roman numerals, but you have 10, 10, 10. So you have a synchronicity here. I don't know if you're seeing signs, synchronicities around. Definitely pay attention to those, but also pay attention to what your soul is calling you towards, because this is a time of great change. This is a butterfly on the card too, and Geminis can be represented by butterflies, but like being a social butterfly and things like that. But this is a transformation. This is the ending of one cycle, beginning of a new cycle. And what I really love too, what's coming through too, especially with this butterfly analogy, is the Hermit card, which is Virgo energy. And this is the Hermit card. So this card is talking about aloneness. You may be feeling like you're alone in your current situation, but you're being called to see beyond the illusion of your current circumstance, which again, which I feel this Four of Swords is really representing. It's like, you know, you can believe what you want. You can believe that you are lost, confused, you can't see your way forward, whatever the case is, or you can choose to trust and have faith that whatever is going on is really meant for your best and highest good, and that you really are being guided by the light of spirit. Even if your current circumstances feel very confusing, feeling really unsure about like where you're going, how things are going to turn out, and things of this nature. But what I really wanted to say as well is that, like with this butterfly energy, you know, the caterpillar has to go in the cocoon phase, go through the cocoon phase, let me say, in order to literally transform into the butterfly. And that's what I think this Hermit is really representing to me here, Gemini, to say that this, you're in some sort of like cocoon phase. And it's interesting because even the Four of Swords can talk about rest and relaxation and slowing down and relaxing and meditating and going inwards. You know, it's kind of like going into this energy of darkness, but not in a negative way. It's like an introspective way. Again, with this beyond illusion of looking within instead of focusing on your current circumstances that don't look like they are going in your favor, but you don't realize how close you truly are, because not only do you have 10, 10, 10, but this is a 9 card, which is saying that, I mean, even in the illustration, you can see that, yeah, there's a lot of fog there, but this person is very close to some sort of light, some sort of awakening, some sort of clarity. And this person is holding a staff, so it's like following your inspiration, following your wisdom. And what I really love too is that right after that, you have the Three of Pentacles, which this is a guidance card, which, you know, this only this card in this deck represents this. Like, I haven't seen this in other decks, but I really love when this comes up, because it's like, yeah, you're trying to work on something. You're trying to figure something out. You know, again, you're trying to figure out the situation, how you're going to move forward, blah, blah, blah. But you're being called in a certain direction towards the light. But it's like, it's understandable if you're looking back towards the darkness. You're looking at what is confusing or what the illusion of the situation is. But just because you can't really see doesn't mean that support, love, success, I don't know why I'm throwing love in there, but there it is. But I feel like your spirit guide angels, your higher self, maybe even a loved one on the other side, has been really helping you and supporting you and guiding you towards some sort of blessing. And I say that not only just because of the cards, but you know, with the energy talking about this change. This is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune talks about fated, destined change, where things are going to change in your favor. And it's like almost like the speed of this is like it's going to be spinning so fast, or things are going to change in such a fast way, but you're not fully seeing it because of the Five of Pentacles. Again, I don't know if this has to do with your finances, your work, just your current situation. It could have to do with your self-worth, your value, you know, maybe feeling blocked by spirit even. You know, it's like, even though spirit is leading you directly to where you're wanting to go, it's like maybe feeling a little unsure whether you should go that way or not. Because again, you see that, you feel or see that something is there. You know that there is more than meets the eye, but at the same time, possibly not fully trusting in where exactly this is going to go. But you are being called to see beyond the illusion and trust in spirit that you are being guided in the right direction, and that you will make it out of this situation where you are feeling stuck, stagnant, blocked in some sort of cage, or like feeling a little bit helpless or powerless to your current situation. But it's like, you know, again, this could, well, I don't know if I said already, but with this childlike energy here, I don't know if there's something about your self-worth and value. I don't know if there has been some sort of abandonment wound or something where you've been in survival for a long time. Maybe you've had to maybe you had to grow up really fast and you never really got the childhood that you deserved because you had to like take care of everybody else in some form or fashion. It's like, I'm also getting this energy too of like reparenting yourself. Because even at the bottom of the deck, you have the Moon card. Wow, and then you have the Hierophant card talking about there's nothing to fear here. But it's understandable because with the Moon card, the Moon can talk about mystery and fear of the unknown, which is literally what I feel like this also with the Hermit card can represent too, where it's like you're only able to see so far in front of you and all you can go off of is your current wisdom, clarity, understanding with your spiritual connection and how to navigate forward. Because it's like the Hierophant talks about your belief system. What do you truly believe in, Gemini? Do you have faith and trust that you are being guided? Because even in the Moon card, this is talking about past lives, which kind of makes me feel like with the Three of Pentacles, that you are being guided by loved ones, by ancestors on the other side. But it's like, again, with the Moon, you're not really able to see things very clearly because, again, it's like blackness. You're not really, you have to, this is a saying that has been coming up throughout so many of the readings this past week about walking by faith, not by sight. You may not be able to see very much right now because of the illusion that you are currently in and because of where you have been in the past of being like blocked or feeling helpless, feeling powerless, feeling low, feeling unworthy, and not really seeing how your current situation is really going to change. Because again, you can only see so far in front of you. It's, you know, your current circumstance and reality, the physical manifestations that are all around you, people, places, and things, you know, are there, and so it's so real and vivid. But that's why you're being called and guided to take a more spiritual approach, take a more introspective approach, if that makes sense. It's like, instead of focusing on what's going on outside of you, you're being called to take hold of your energy within your perspective, your mindset, your belief system, and changing the way that you are feeling and having this more trust and faith in the divine, that you are going through some sort of metamorphosis and that there is going to be a major change that things fall in your favor. Because wow, not only do you have the Tower at the bottom of the deck, you also have the Transformation card of the Death card. This is a huge, huge metamorphosis. You wouldn't have these huge cards. I mean, look at this, Gemini. Like this is big life energy. This is big energy. I'm seeing 777 in my mind's eye because there's a song by, I think it's like Big Lotto or Lotto or something like that. And there's a song called Big Energy, but I only remember that clearly because anytime I would see that come up on the radio in my car, it would literally show 777 because I think that's like the title of her album or something like that. And I don't even listen to that artist. It was just like when that song was really like popular on the radio and stuff, or on Pandora, you know, it would come through sometimes, and I would always like when that song came through because it was just like a communication from spirit saying like, hey, this is spiritual guidance letting you know beyond the illusion of your current reality that big energy is unfolding for you right now. And yeah, it's completely understandable. It feels chaotic, it feels overwhelming, it feels like, you know, almost too much to handle. But that's why you have the Eight of Cups right underneath that, to let go and let God and trust and have faith that even though you're not able to see how things are going to play out as you move forward, you're being called to trust in your intuitive guidance, to follow the guidance of spirit that is leading you to what it is you are truly wanting and having the success and victory that is destined for you. You know, this is part of your soul journey, your soul path. Like, this is not some just like, you know, random thing. This is like a part of your life's evolution, growth, expansion, journey. And in order to kind of break away or break free or have some sort of breakthrough and make it on the other side, make it to the other side of whatever blockages or stagnancy or faulty foundation that just doesn't serve you anymore, because that's what the tower can represent too. It's like feeling like you're being kicked out of your stability and security, and yeah, it feels like, okay, what the hell, where am I going? I can't even see. I feel like I'm blind right now. But again, you are being guided. You don't have to have all the answers right now, Gemini. And I know that's easier said than done, but that's why you're being called to find your peace of mind and rest and relax and trust and have faith that even though you may not fully see where you're going, you are divinely protected and watched over. And your intuition is not going to lead you astray or lead you wrong. Spirit knows more than you are able to see right now in your current situation. You're just being called to trust that the current illusion of your current manifestations is old news. It's old news, and that's why it's being, why there's some sort of like major ending or awakening happening around this time, is because this is the fates of change in order to break you out of this feeling of lack and low self-worth, low self-esteem, or feeling like you don't have what you deserve. But that's only just a mindset. And again, looking at the glass half empty, being pessimistic, feeling like a victim. And again, not to discount your experiences, because your feelings and your experiences are real and valid. But at the same time, you're being called to, take the spiritual approach, take the faith approach, because doing the same things over and over, expecting different results, is just going to drive you crazy. And I feel like you know too much at this point, Gemini. You know too much, you've learned too much, you've evolved too much, you've awakened and been enlightened too much to this point that it's like there's really no turning back. So it's like, what's your options? You can either, keep going in circles, being hard on yourself and being in fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, or you can trust in spirit and let go and let God and have faith that you will be carried to the other side. So I hope that's helping. I hope that's making sense. Let's go ahead and get one last card with the Moonology deck and see what else Spirit has for you. I'm really wishing you the best. I'm sending you love and hugs and good vibes, and just trust and have faith. Wow, the energy is gaining momentum. This came up in Taurus's reading as well. So this is saying that even though you're walking through a dark period, it is going to get lighter and easier and easier and easier. But again, you're being called to trust in your intuition. Again, having faith in spirit that by walking by faith and not by sight, you will be led right to where you need to be. And so even though it may not feel like you're going in the right direction, focus on the light, follow the light. It will lead you home. It will lead you to victory. It will lead you through this major change and evolution into a new version of yourself and a new life where you do have things, manifestations all around you that are pleasing, and, having the people, places, and things that you truly deserve and are worthy to have. You are worthy of being, doing, having whatever it is that you truly believe in yourself. All you got to do is take one step at a time. But I really hope this helped. Definitely let me know down below. If you would like to donate or book a reading with me, you can do so through my link tree, which is in the description box down below. Thank you to everyone who has donated. It's really helped me out a lot. So thank you so much for your support. Thanks for choosing me to read your energy. And until next time, have a blessed day.